Okay, just a quick explanation of what a full boundary survey includes and what kind of the time frame that you're looking at and what all it entails. So basic overview here is we're going to first thing we have to do is deed plat research. Then we'll come out and do field research, then data analysis, possibly a return trip or even two. Uh, then we'll draft the plat. We'll get it ready for recording, and then we'll complete the job. Deed plat research is required on every job that we do. Anytime you turn out a plat, you have to make sure you research and pull all of the legal documents, deeds and plats for your property and the surrounding properties. For the subject parcel, we usually go back several conveyances to make sure we don't miss anything. Uh, so that process does take quite a bit of time, and it's not putting together a big jigsaw puzzle. This basically ensures that uh, your property and your neighbor's property, we didn't sell your property to both you and your neighbor, or we didn't leave a gap in between your neighbor where the property is not conveyed. This happens oftentimes due to the way that uh, legal descriptions are written by land surveyors or attorneys. Uh, there's just mistakes made, and it will leave a little bit of conflict. Uh, so the process of deed research takes several hours, even for a small property, and must be completed before coming out to perform your field work. Oftentimes, people think that we can be there the next day, or immediately. In some cases, but it does take several days for us to get this together, as we do have a lot of jobs, and then we will schedule the field work after the research is completed. Um, some counties do not have their records available online, which that requires us to go downtown and pull this from the county courthouse. One example of that is Richland County in South Carolina. They don't have their documents available online. Any time that we have to do that, there's a fee to add it for that county. Uh, Now, once that we have everything in the computer, all the legal languages translated into the computer, and we know where and what we're looking for, then we can go to the field and collect the data. That doesn't mean it's going to be an easy job. Oftentimes, we have to dig, chop, scan, and measure every corner, right? So the property corner is usually made of ferrous metal, something that would be used with a metal detector, and are usually placed underground. So we will have to dig to get to these monuments, and that's just done that way. That way, people don't make a bad decision and move the monument. Uh, we do minimize the impact as much as possible. We're digging so it doesn't ruin the aesthetics of your yard. We use what's called a plug to put back the section of grass that was over the hole, if at all possible. Uh, you know, uh, all property boundaries are based on a closed geometric figure. So if one of your property corners is missing, we will have to relocate it and replace it. That means that we will have to obtain access to your neighbor's property to find their pins, the adjoining, what we call adjoining pins, and then replace that. It usually takes a return visit to do that, just to make sure the calculations are correct and we don't create an overlap gap or gore. And then we get into the data analysis phase. This happens inside of the office. We bring all the data back from your property, which includes, we're going to locate your house, all the utilities and things of that nature. We will put all that into the computer. We'll make sure everything makes sense and there's no easements that were missed based on the documentation that we have. And then we will move on to drafting. Data analysis complete. We have what we need to make a map. The process does take several days due to having to perform additional research. Uh, Once we've got all this, we do have to show utilities like underground, anything inside the right of way, like the underground electric or above ground electric and gas lines, all that will need to be shown. That requires that 811 mark it, or 811 sends us a file with the location of those utilities so we can add it to our map. We also have to make sure we meet all state and local standards, and that is different for every county that you're in, but very consistent over each state. All right, so we do have to include, like we said, the home, utilities, the flood zone, zoning, and many other elements depending on your location. If you're purchasing the survey to do a permit of any kind, we also will oftentimes need to put the proposed improvement on the plan to show that it's not encroaching in any of the zoning setbacks and it's in compliance before you build it. It is a good idea if you're doing this, you made a good decision because if you build inside of those setbacks, they will make you tear it down. Then, after we get all that done, what happens is I will send you a draft and an invoice. You will pay the invoice, approve the draft, and then we will send you the instructions and the final draft on how to get the survey recorded. We can record for you for a fee. Each county is different with the requirements. Some can be done online. Most places you have to take several copies and go down and actually give it to the registry of deeds. But this does take a couple of days to happen. Usually, I will get you 2 hard copies with a wet signature stamp, and then you will take it down there. They will take 2 days to review it. So, and then you will be able to come back down and record it. Yeah, so that means if you have a closing or something that's coming up, you definitely need to leave a couple of extra days in there to get this recorded before your closing. And that is the end of the job. Once it's recorded and everything's done, we are